So I'm here with Mr. Damien McGuigan, who will be fighting at your fighting championship this weekend. I want to thank him very much for his time. Uh, how are you feeling this week? It's a fantastic fight you've got ahead of you. It's one of the fights, probably one of the best amateur fights, in my opinion, you can make at the minute. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Everything's been going well. Training's been going well. I feel like I'm going to show a different side of my game, and I'm going to show how much I've improved from the last fight. Like, I'm really excited for this fight because I've never kind of fought a striker, if you know what I mean. Like, obviously it's MMA, like mix up the wrestling, but as I know, Shea's a high level striker, and I don't think I've fought a high level striker yet, so I'm very excited to see how it goes.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be an exciting one like that. You are a high level, exciting striker yourself. He's a high level, exciting striker, which is the making for a good matchup. And what I find about this is, like I said, this is probably one of the best amateur matchups you can make. You're both only 19 years of age.
Exactly, that's why it's so good because we're both so young in the game. We both have the same goal in mind. We both want to become a world champion, and we're just gonna have to fight now because this is my second amateur fight. I fought some 29-year-old Mexican, and then right after that, I fought Jamie McAleese, and I'm not sure what age he is, but I think he's over 30. So it's fun this time to be able to fight someone the same age as me.
Yeah, it just shows the kind of evolution of MMA and how good it's got. When you look at the level of you and Shea, like being up there with these guys that have been in the game years and years and fighting years and years. That's the level that we're at now. But like that, you named a couple of opponents that you had there. You had one of the highlights from last year, and I think it was overlooked quite a bit towards the end of the year when people were giving out prizes or this, that, the other was
Yeah,
the
no, it was the best knockout. Like Edson Barboza when he got the spinning heel kick in the UFC. That was UFC's knockout of the year. Do you know what I mean? So, just my
that
opinion.
was I was there watching it. I caught it on camera. It was a fantastic finish. I've seen you throw that plenty of times. I remember you throwing
Oh,
it
plenty of times. Plenty of times. It
against
was bound to land at least once.
yeah, and it just flies
It's
past the face. And this is when that actually hit. What was going through your mind? Obviously, like you hit him, and then what's going through your mind? You're like, "Fuck that hit down to the ground to finish him off." And then, how did you feel once the fight was over and you realized how good that was?
I mean, when I kind of hit him, I seen him fall. My head was like, "Oh fuck, got him here." He's going down. It was just straight away. It was just straight on top of the punches because I'm not doing the walk off KO. It's just say I tried to throw it and then walked off. Then he's able to recover a wee bit and get back up. Fuck that. I'm straight on top of him. I think I landed. I looked back on it, 5 punches to the floor. So I got 5 punches before the referee was able to pull me off, and then it didn't really kind of soak in. I was sitting at the back after, and then I seen your clip. You showed me it on your phone. And I was like, I was a lot better gonna fought. Because see, when I hit it, it didn't feel like it landed. I was like, oh, I don't think I really clipped him because it didn't. I didn't feel it. And then I watched back your clip, and I can see, but I did hit him with it.
Yeah, like that. It happened so fast. It was good. That's what I don't usually record I used to record all the fights, all the rounds, everything, but I kind of just do it now when it looks like it's in danger. But when it comes to like the likes of your fight, Eamon Dean's fight the other night, and a couple of high level strikers, I go, right, this fight's getting recorded because like that, it can just come out of everywhere. But you could see
Exactly.
how you set that up. Like, what was your thought process? Because it looked like you were going in, you were maybe jab, leg kick, jab, and out and circling and circling. Was it your plan to make him chase you and then you just stopped, pivoted, boom? Like, was that your plan to keep him chasing you? So you,
The original plan was for him to cut me off and like walk him into a left high kick, but he just didn't cut me off whatsoever. He didn't do what he should have done. He should have cut me off, but he didn't do it. So then I had to adjust, and then I landed a few of the leg kicks, the crocodile kicks. Then as I was circling around, his hand position was low, and I was like, "This is the perfect time to throw it." Like it's a split second in your head. It's like you don't think about it. It's a split second. I was like, "Nah, go," because I've watched a lot of other fights. I've only thrown it going forward, but I was like, this time, if I just walk him on the my heel, so make him walk into the kick. So I started laying traps. Like a lot of people just look at it and just see like it's a nice kick, but I don't see the traps that I was setting for him. It's like a mouse, do you know what I mean? I'm just sitting there laying all traps, and then I came around and then boom, the kick landed, and the rest is history.
yeah, like that. I could see as you were touching him, I could see that you were kind of you were bringing him on, and it just goes to show, like I said, that's a split-second decision, but just goes to show your fighter IQ at such a young
Yeah.
age as well. So you put that with your talent, determination, graft, everything. Like, it's the makings of a superstar, future champion. Um, then you fought obviously Jamie, which was a good fight as well, a very good fight. How did
But
you feel about the Jamie fight?
to be honest, I found out I was fighting Jamie before I was fighting Matthew. Because I had like I think someone pulled it on me on Cage Conflict, like the fight week. It was the second time in a row and I wasn't getting any fights. And then Pat rang me and said, "Listen, you're gonna have to make the step up sooner rather than later." Because I think they wanted me to have a few more like not people on that level, but like I think it was my fourth fight amateur, and I'm fighting Jamie, who was arguably at the time the best amateur in the country. So I was really excited that he put me in the fight him. I was nervous for that fight, not gonna lie, and then I think a Cage Conflict, I was talking to you saying, "Oh, I might be fighting Matthew Freed," but at this point nothing was confirmed, so I didn't know. But I think you knew the fight was confirmed.
I never know. No, I think I was talking to you and then I was talking to Stephen, and there was nothing that it was confirmed, but
Yeah,
it was all but kind of in your head you were going to do it, Matthew was going to do it, Stephen wanted to do it. Do you know, that sort of way? I think
yeah.
that was when I talked to all three. I kind of got the inclination that that fight definitely was happening.
I was steaming to be honest. I'll fight him.
I remember because you were sitting literally, you were standing just down in front of me, actually talking to Matthew.
Yeah,
Uh,
no, Sam McLean, and he was like, "Oh, man, you're fighting." I was like, "Are we?" I was like, "Oh," I was loving it because then I was just like, "Right, put the pants down." I was like, "Right, we'll sober up here and we'll go from there." And I remember going sparring the next day. I was a wee bit hungover. I got my balls kicked in, trying not to be sick. And then apparently Matthew Free was saying about he doesn't think like Matthew's a bad fight for me. I'm just not ready for him. And I said that to Pat. And the second I said that to Pat, then straight away, Pat was like, "You know what? We're fighting this guy." And plus, Adam wanted that fight for so long because Adam's a genius. Do you know what I mean? He looks at stuff and he sees what most people don't see, and he just kind of knew that styles make fights, and my style was just better than him.
Yeah, and like that, Adam. Obviously, you've got Liam, you've got Shando, but Adam is a massive part of FAI. Like, he works a
Big
lot
time.
with you. He works with a lot with everyone, but I've seen him with you a lot because obviously I've watched you fight a lot,
Yeah.
and I just think his knowledge is crazy. Like his and just the way, even when you hear him cornering you, um, you just know he knows exactly what you need to do, and he can do it on the fly as well. What's it like having Adam there as well? Because obviously we've talked about Liam and Pat before, but what's it like having Adam there, and how integral to FAI is he?
He's a big part of FII. Like at the minute, he's taking a majority of our fighters, like coaching them and helping them with their striking. But I couldn't imagine him not being in my corner because he's the one who got me up the FII, and he's the one who kind of set me on the right path and kind of helped me out and helped me get to where I am today. So without Adam, I don't know. I'll probably still be fighting, but I feel like he's just helped me improve leaps and bounds because he cares so much about me and he's always trying his best. He goes out of his way, like all my coaches do. Like when I fought in the Mexican guy in England, Liam missed 2 days of his holiday just to come corner us. And then like if you think about it, like when we go to trips away, like Pat, Liam, and Adam, they're all like taking time off their like own lives to come and help us, to come corner us and help us get better. So I do really appreciate it. With Adam, he's been coaching me from as a kid. Like we started off with just strife for conditioning, and then we started doing a bit of grappling with him, and then we started doing some striking. And fun fact, no one knows, but me and Shea has actually fought before.
Okay, I didn't know that either.
No,
How did that go?
no one knows that. We fought. I think I was just in SPG at the time, just doing like bits of grappling, nothing much. I haven't done kickboxing about 4 years at this point. I was boxing though. Did like a lot of boxing as a regular active boxer, and I was just doing pods of Adam one for every night. And he was like, "Here, do you fancy a K1 fight on Saturday?" I think I was about 14, 15, 14 maybe. He's like, "Do you fancy a K1 fight against a really high level guy?" And I was like, I was a kid, and I was like, "Of course." At this time, I've never thrown a leg kick, so we were just going over leg kicks, had a check a kick because I just came off kickboxing. And then I think we fought at what 39 kilo. Me and Shay fought at 39 kilo. We both fought it.
Jesus, that is a fun fact. How did that fight go? If you don't mind me asking.
Yeah, I got the win. I got like a decision win, but obviously we're both kids back then. We both came on so much more from that, but just no one really knows.
Okay, so obviously, like that, you said you fought Shea. That was years and years ago. You both
Yeah.
come on. It's MMA now as well, so there's different facets to it. Like we've seen, you're an elite striker, he's an elite striker. But the gyms that you both come from both have really good ground games as well. Obviously, you've got team tours and you've got the wrestling and an FAI. So this looks like it could be even all around. Where do you think the fight is going to take place, mainly? Do you think the two of you are just going to stay on the feet?
Listen, like we don't know each other's game plans. We could both because he could be thinking right, more wrestle this guy just to like switch it up. So I'm ready for all aspects, like, but you know the same when two wrestlers fight it becomes a striking match.
Yeah,
Two high
and when
level
two
strikers
strikers
fight.
fight, it might become a wrestling match.
Never know. So we'll see on Sunday what way the fight will go out. But I feel like there will be a good majority of it will be on the feet. But again, it's MMA, so
Exactly, because I actually seen after a fight where there was two lads and they were standing and banging, and one obviously went then for the takedown, and then he kept going then down because he's having success at ground and pound. And I remember one of the coaches going, "Oh, what the fuck is this?" And I was just like, "It's MMA." That's like,
MMA. If you don't like it, go to kickboxing, go to boxing. Like when people watch MMA, they're like, "Oh, why is he taking them down for?" Like, what? Just stand up, and it's like, go watch Muay Thai, go
yeah,
watch kickboxing. You're watching mixed martial arts.
yeah, and like that, there's so many different facets to it. And just like I love all of it. Like sometimes you do get people, but obviously with the rule changes for the point score and that, people can't just take people down and hold them there.
Yeah,
So now when they do get to the ground, they're trying to advance position, try to get submission, try to do ground and pound. So the ground game, because of that criteria, has I think it's helped it improve on the ground because not all fighters, but there were some fighters that would just kind of lie there and do nothing. So, but this is you're going obviously for the flyweight title, your title. Obviously, he holds a title over in
huge
your
conflict.
in Cage Conflict. Would you not have put the two titles on the line, or if a potential rematch down the line in the other
But
promotion?
I honestly, I would have loved to put the two titles on the line. Like I don't know what way it works because it's two different promotions, but honestly, like when I found out I was fighting him, I was like, "Oh, this is unreal! I get to go for my fourth belt in cage conflict." And then Pat told me he was like, "No, you're defending your IUR belt." I was like, "Ah." So I thought I was getting the fourth belt, and I was like, "Do you know what? Four belts is better than three belts." But then I have to defend my title against him, which I'm still happy to do. But I would have loved to put both titles on the line.
Yeah, it would be quite cool. Like I think it all depends because Shea's the title holder if he wanted to put it
Yeah,
up, but then like that could lead him not putting it up as well either could lead to a tasty rematch as well, depending on how good this first fight is then.
exactly.
Um,
Get the
After this
rematch on the
fight,
trilogy.
sorry?
We'll get the rematch and then we'll do the trilogy on cage conflict.
Yeah, no, that would be good. But you're not looking past Shea. But like that, you
Not
were
at all.
extremely active last year. Do you have a plan for this year, or is it just Shea in your sights and then after him you'll decide going forward?
I mean, I've had a few names for like a few different shows, but it's just I can't predict the future. I want to be as active as I can and get as much fits as I can. So it's just because injuries can happen, pullouts can happen, so you just don't know sometimes. Because last year I should have had more fights. I only fought 4 times last year. I wanted 10 fights, but it was just hard to get me matched and us having loads of pullouts. So I kind of forced me to take the step up in Nabo to fight Matthew Freed and then Jamie Abbott. So
Yeah,
I'm kind of hoping that I can get a bit more fights this year, but can't predict it.
it's good. Obviously, cause like that, you said with injuries, because I think at that cage conflict, that's what happened. That's why you were drinking and I was talking to you, wasn't it? Because
Yeah,
obviously your fight had fallen out that week, and then you got a replacement who then fell out that
yeah.
week as well, wasn't
As
it?
well, two pullouts in 1 week.
Yeah, and I was talking to Tiernan, and he's after having a nightmare with the last cage conflict for his pro debut, like
Oh, it
a
was
passport,
terrible.
like I don't know, it just sounds a bit funny to me. But do you think you're going to find it hard to get matched now that you have beat the likes of Jamie Abbott, Matthew Friel? Because you said it was hard before you got those fights. How much harder do you think it's going to be now?
I feel like it will be a lot harder because, like, after Shea, like, I think he's the only other flyweight in Ireland who I could fight because they're not all the best flyweights in Ireland. Like, once I beat Shea, it means I've beat them all because the other best flyweights in Ireland are from my gym. Do you know what I mean? So we have the three best in Ireland. So I feel like he's the last guy out there. But I'm kind of hoping that people look at him like, right, he holds three belts. We're going to want to fight him because it's a good win. So people might look at it that way, and hopefully they do because I just want to test myself. And amateur's all about learning. It's all about learning and preparing yourself for pro.
Yeah, exactly. Because like that, who was I talking to? It was Jordan Scully actually, yesterday, and we were talking about just he says I'll fight anyone because you don't want to go on to pro and then
Exactly.
end up fighting someone and then you've never been in a position that a fighter, an amateur could have given you. Just take the fights. Obviously, once they're even enough, like, you know, the sort of way that it's like you're not like
Yeah.
1-0 fighting a 10-0 guy, you know, that sort of way
Yeah.
that's been around. But yeah, no, it's like that. It's you do have like obviously you've got Pablo, you've got Kieran, who hopefully is coming back soon. You've got yourself.
Oh, he's fighting on Saturday here.
Yeah.
Damien McGuigan, him and Pablo's over the Wales. They're both fighting for titles in Wales this
Oh,
Saturday,
are
the day
they?
before the start.
Okay, that hasn't come up on my feed. I'd seen Pablo was, but like that. So you're all fighting for titles this weekend. And what I like what you said about, and this is what I kind of said about the amateur belts. People say that the belts don't mean anything. I think they could mean something if people like yourself would defend them. Do you know that sort of way? But I think what it does is it attracts the fighters to want to fight certain people because like that they might not have fought for you if you didn't have a belt, but if there's a belt on the line, chances are they might go for it because when you go pro, you know yourself, you want to, I've won this belt, this belt, this belt, this belt.
You want them all?
Yeah, have them all. So I'm gonna let you go. I want to thank you very much for joining me. I can't wait for this fight. Like I said, this is probably one of my favorite fights booked so far this year. It's probably we're looking at an early contender of potentially fight of the year with the styles because you and Shea are both so high level, and I think it's well roundedness as well, and that's what just amazes me at your age and at Shea's age that you're both so well rounded. Like if you go back to like when the fighters were your age 10 years ago, like there's just
It
something
was
different.
on our level. It's just the game's changed. All us young guys are just coming up and just taking over. So I feel like he's a really good opponent. So I'm excited to see how it goes. Obviously, I'm really confident in my own abilities. I do think I'm going to get the win. I'm sure he thinks the same because you're not going to go into a fight if you're not confident. So I'm sure he's confident too. I'm confident. And then we're just going to fight in Sunday and see what happens.
Yeah, no, and I can't wait for it. I gotta let you go. Is there anything you want to say or anyone you want to shout out?
No one in particular, just all my coaches, Pat, Shando, and Adam. Just and all my teammates as well who helped me prepare for this fight. So,
Perfect, perfect. Thank you very much, and I will see you on Sunday.
see you Sunday.